Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood, pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina, and we're continuing to look at John Wesley's rules for money. Last week we looked at gain all you can. This week we're going to turn our attention to rule number 2, which is to save all you can. And to help us to unpack this, today we're looking at Proverbs 27, reading verses 23 and 24. Hear now these words. Be careful you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. For riches do not endure forever, and a crown is not secure for all generations. I think it's interesting that the Proverbs give us all kinds of wisdom. That's why they're called Proverbs, as they are wisdom sayings, ways for us to look at the world and to behave wisely, carefully, and appropriately. So if I don't have anything to do with herding sheep or goats or cattle, then what in the world do I need to think about with Proverbs 27, 23, and 24? Well, I may not have sheep or goats, but I do have accounts. I have an account at my credit union. I have credit cards. I have my retirement investment savings. I have a healthcare savings plan. I have all these different places that I herd my money. I preserve it. I take care of it. And so I need to know the condition of my accounts. I need to be taking careful attention to the things that I have so that I know what I have and am able to use them wisely and appropriately. If I don't know what is in my bank account and I go off and decide to spend all kinds of money, I can run into all kinds of trouble. Reminds me of the story of the teenager. Now, this was a long time ago in the age of checks, and nobody writes checks anymore. But this teenager received his first checkbook, and he was so excited that he went to all these different stores and he wrote checks for all these different things, and he came home with all his stuff. And then a few days later, his dad came in furious and said, "What do you think you're doing?" And the son says, "Dad, what are you talking about?" And the dad says, "All of these checks are bouncing. You're out of money and you don't even know it." And the kid said, "But Dad, I can't be out of money. I still have checks in my checkbook." Obviously, just because I have something in a checkbook doesn't mean that I have it in the bank account. And so that's why we need to have a careful understanding of the condition of our accounts. And that gets us to Wesley's save all you can. The kid got in trouble because he spent frivolously and carelessly. And if we are saving all that we can, that means that we are giving careful attention to our purchases before we make the purchase. In fact, Deborah and I, a number of years ago, as we were trying to get our own financial house in order, we created these little sticky notes, and we put them on the computer, we put them in our wallet, we put them, in our checkbook, and on that sticky note was, "Ask God." And it was a reminder for us to, before we make a purchase, to pause and ask God, "God, is this something that I should be spending my money on? Or is this simply my own spur of the moment? I think I want this, even if I don't need this." Know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds. Know what your financial position is, and pay attention all the time. And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.